Starmen Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another Starmen Just Watched. Again, it's me, Devin. With me is Bill, as always.
Woo!
And this is going to be an odd episode because this is a rewatch for me and a first watch for Billy.
Yeah.
And we watched the remake of The Lion King.
Oh boy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, oh my god.
Whatever God you believe in, pray.
Yeah.
So, let's jump right in. What's something good about this movie?
I mean, like, I'll give the ambitions the director had.
Yeah.
Like, trying to make it look.
Yeah, so going into this movie, I already knew this from a previous review, but the director wanted to make it look like a nature documentary.
Yeah.
So a lot of the animals act like animals.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is also what hurts the movie the most.
Oh god, yes.
Because it's CGI and, like, you can only do so much with the movements of an elephant.
Oh yeah.
There. With it animated and you're going all the cartoony routes, there's a lot more movement and action interactions, and what more emotion is conveyed through movement.
Oh yeah, like, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, I'm struggling so hard, guys. I'm sorry to find something good to
No,
say on this one.
Like,
And
I am too, because, like...
I know there's people who actually do like this movie out there. There's always a few.
Oh yeah.
Nothing wrong with
No.
liking the movie for whatever reason.
But, I mean, we grew up on the original.
We both watched the original, like, exclusively as kids, like, so many times.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the account.
I forget how many times I watched it, like, and I went to see it in the theater twice.
Yeah. I didn't see it in theater. I know I watched it at my cousin's house, like, several times. It was always on in the background.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had a copy of this on VHS.
And then friends and I watched it as, like, a Disney fun night marathon.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean,
But this was a hard sell for me on so many reasons. And we're going to get into them.
Oh. Yes.
So, let's start off first of all. What is the plot of the movie? 'Cause we always sum up the plot.
Oh, yeah. Well, it opens with Simba being born.
So, we have Simba being born to Mufasa. Mufasa's currently king of the Pride Lands,
Yeah.
and Simba's going to be the next in line.
Yeah. Which angers Mufasa's brother Scar.
Yeah. Because Scar wants to have all the power.
Yeah.
But Scar is a terrible ruler, and there's a reason he shouldn't be in power.
Yeah.
And it comes to Scar killing Mufasa, forcing Simba to run away, or to have Simba come back and challenge him for the Pride Lands,
Yeah.
which have been decimated by Scar's rule.
Like, whole decimated.
Yeah. So, everyone caught up on plot? Good, let's go.
Everybody got that?
So, we open up with the famous song Circle of Life,
Yeah.
which I blanked on, and I feel so bad because I thought it wasn't in the original, but it is.
Oh, yeah, the lyrics, yeah, no.
Yeah, I thought they, like, shortened it a bit in the original. Anyways, what they should have shortened is the goddamn mouse scene.
Oh my god.
So the first nitpick I find is that there's a few scenes where they hold on to it too long.
Oh, yeah.
So the mouse scene, if anyone's wondering, is we watch a mouse scamper across the plains
Yeah.
to kind of show the circle of the food chain
Yeah.
of the small mouse, and then it gets caught by Scar, and then we go into how Scar's a badass.
Yeah.
But this, we watch a mouse for maybe more than we should.
Oh, yeah, it went on way too long.
And then we finally get introduced to our villain,
Yeah.
and then our father figure, and then our finally protagonist.
Yeah.
So characters overall weren't bad. Everyone was on course for.
Oh, yeah.
They got the original voice actor for Mufasa,
Yeah.
but unfortunately,
It sounds like he got phoned it in.
It kind of sounds like he wasn't putting his all into it, and I don't know if that was him or just bad direction.
Yeah.
Because the scene, we'll skip ahead a little bit here. We're going to jump back and forth on this review. We're not going to try to do scene by scene.
Yeah.
But when Scar comes up and tells Mufasa Simba's in the gorge, and it's like, hey, your son's in grave danger, the line you should deliver is, oh my god, Simba, or like, my son, not Simba.
Yeah.
And then walk off.
Yeah, no, like, it's like no emotion.
There was no emotion. Follow that up with the death scene.
Yeah.
Where, in the original, I will admit, I shed a tear.
Yeah, no.
This one, no way in hell I could shed any tear.
Like, it's like, there was no emotion. Like,
there was no emotion, the lines weren't delivered in an emotional manner, and because of the lack of animation in the faces,
you
can't project yourself into that situation.
Yeah, because like I said, as much as I'm not a huge fan of anime movies, like anime movies do show better emotions.
Yeah. Well, when it's like, because it's being a live documentary, when you watch a live documentary, you're not really invested in the animals you're watching. Not to the point where you're like, oh god, no. So, one of my nitpicks for that scene was that emotion was not there, and that hurts.
Oh yeah.
So, let's rewind a little bit here. Let's look at the musical numbers.
Oh boy.
So, we got Circle of Life,
Yeah.
which was done nicely.
Yeah, no, I'll give them that. They nailed it.
Yeah.
I'll give them.
Next is I Want to Be King.
Yeah.
Or Can't Wait to Be King. I forget.
I Can't Wait to Be King, yeah. Yeah. Because
first of all, the singing was not on chorus.
No.
That's...
And I mean, like, since it's not being animated, because there's so much background stuff in the original.
Yeah. So, if you ever watch the original, you notice it's flashy colors.
Yeah.
Everyone's dancing or moving.
Like
There's
the hippos dancing.
Yeah. This, everyone's just kind of walking and running in areas.
Yeah.
Not really a lot going on.
No.
Which drags out the song, and then you kind of start noticing how bad the song's being sung because there's nothing else to notice.
Yeah, there's no background to even like care about.
Yeah. And it's just the voice actors they have just aren't on good singers, in my opinion. No, I don't mean that as an offensive way, just that's kind of one of the hard songs to hit notes on.
Be prepared.
Oh my god. So, the one voice actor who has a history of singing is Scar's voice actor. So, you would think, give him a song to sing. There's a perfect villain song here.
But what do they do?
They more delivered as a short poem.
Yeah, like...
The lines were there.
Yeah.
Be prepared was said.
Yeah.
Just not sung.
Yeah.
And shortened.
Yeah, no, like...
So... And then, next musical number is Hakuna Matata, which we get the full version of.
Yeah.
It's just Seth Rogen cannot sing.
No, and as much as I love Seth.
As much as I love Seth, I find him very hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
He just does not have a singing voice.
Nope. I mean, it is a good line at the end.
Yeah. I will prop them for their comedy on that. It's like, are we done? Yeah, I think we're done. You gained 400 pounds as we're singing. I stayed the same. Then, I think that's it for musical numbers, really. Well, Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
And in the jungle?
Yeah. So, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Timing is very key on that song.
Yeah.
That song should not be sung during the morning.
Which, they might as well have been singing Afternoon Delight at that point.
Yeah, really. So, unfortunately, sorry about that, everyone. It's just the timing was off on that song.
No,
It's
it was supposed to be set at night.
Yeah. And also, The Lion Sleeps Tonight is also a song that should be done at night.
Yeah.
But either way, both those scenes did not hit home for me.
No, I guess.
Alright, so now let's look at actually going through the movie. The musical numbers are done.
Yeah.
So, first major scene is we go into the elephant graveyard. We'll skip a little bit ahead of Mufasa teaching Simba some kingly wisdom.
Yeah. Get the hyenas.
We get the hyenas. Now, in the original, hyenas are hilarious.
Oh, yeah, because,
and still menacing.
Yeah.
They got that perfect balance of, hey, we're kind of funny, but we really are a threat.
Yeah.
They're not that funny.
No. Oh, no.
And they don't feel that threatening.
Yeah, and, in this one, they actually have the leader.
Yeah. So, another thing that was added is an unnecessary character, the leader of the hyenas.
Which, I think it was the same character from the original, but they just made her the character.
The leader in this one.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I understand because in nature, hyenas have a pack leader, and there's an alpha.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But in this, it just seemed like an unnecessary character. There's even a showdown between the leader of the hyenas versus Nala. Simba's. It was either Nala or his mother, but I think it was Nala because she gave the line of "I'm not a cub anymore."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
where was the
backstory feud?
Yeah. Why are they why are they at each other's throats?
Yeah.
But I guess we're supposed to believe that it was just something happened between them.
Yeah.
Other than the cub scene where.
Yeah.
But yeah, the same thing happens. Mufasa steps in, saves Simba from the hyenas, and then gives him a scolding about being brave isn't about running into danger.
Yeah.
And that's a nice little father and son moment, and still as good as the original.
Yeah, no.
I will give a thumbs up to good job on making Mufasa the believable father figure.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm king, but I'm trying to teach my son the right and wrongs of the world.
Yeah, the right way and wrong ways to be king.
Yeah. So, there's a good point. I found a good point, everyone. Good job, me.
There you go. Good job.
Mufasa was done well.
Yes.
So then we go into the gorge scene.
Yeah.
Now, this is a bit of a hit and miss scene. One, because some lines were not delivered as well as they should have been.
Yeah.
And two, because of CGI limitations, that stampede doesn't look as menacing as it used to.
Oh no, that was so freaky back in the day.
Yeah, that was there was just a wave of friggin' antelope or water buffalo, I forget.
Wildebeest.
Wildebeest, thank you. I don't know my African animals well enough. But yeah, there's just a wave of them.
Oh yeah, no.
This looked like there's small gaps where you could have just stood and be perfectly fine.
Yeah. Just stay right there, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna climb the tree.
I mean, Foss's death scene.
Mufasa's death scene. Okay, let's get into this. This was, again, a hit and miss scene.
Yeah.
First of all, the "Long live the king" line. So this is where he's climbing up the mountain,
Yeah.
asks Scar for help. Scar plants his claws into his paws,
Yeah.
and basically goes along with the king. And now you're expecting Scar to throw Mufasa from the cliff as he did in the original.
But he just bitch slaps him.
Basically backs him with
Yeah.
a paw.
Like back fists him.
Yeah. And knocks him off the cliff that way.
Yeah.
It was less impactful because it didn't feel as deliberate as I tossed your ass
Yeah.
to the ground. But because we were going for a realism, a lion wouldn't be able to actually do that.
Yeah. Then like bat him.
Yeah. A lion would be more susceptible to batting him.
Yeah.
The other thing that wasn't delivered right is the no. When Simba watches his father fall into the stampede.
Oh yes, that was in.
Like, when you heard that in theaters, that echoed through the theater.
Yes, and I can contest because I did it.
When you hear this in the remake,
Oh.
no! It's short, silent, or just not loud enough and too short.
Yeah.
It's like, it's more like you forgot that you left the oven on
Yeah.
at home, no, than you just watched your father fall into his death.
Yeah. No, I mean.
Then we get the scene where Scar's showing off his villainy by approaching Simba after his father died. But because we don't have the tears in our eyes from, hey, this kid's father just died and now you're telling him he's the cause of it, you're an asshole. I hate you, Scar.
Yeah, because since they can't do animated, you don't see the emotions.
Yeah.
Like, this is.
Yeah. So I don't have the emotions, and then I don't feel like as angry at Scar.
No, like.
Which hurts Scar as a villain because then, like, the point of Scar being the villain is that you're supposed to hate him by the end of this. You're supposed to be like, Scar has to get his comeuppance, or else I'm not leaving the theater satisfied.
No.
By the end of this, I was like, either way, this doesn't matter.
Go.
Alright, and then we go into where we meet Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah.
Which kinda helps the movie, and kinda doesn't. There's a lot of that good bad vibes you get from a lot of this.
Oh yeah.
So, Seth Rogen and is a funny man and great idea for Pumbaa.
Yeah, no.
I wish I would have looked this up, but I don't know the actor is playing Timon in this one.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But
Like.
he does a good job of Timon.
Yeah.
But they changed the lines from the original so much that a lot of the comedy falls flat because it's different. I mean, now I'm going to sound like, oh, because it's not the original lines, it's terrible, which is not what I'm trying to say.
No.
What I'm trying to say is just the jokes were kind of flat.
Yeah.
And then we'll move along. Nala escapes Pride Rock to go for help and runs into Simba.
And like, then like they like when they realize it's Simba, I'm like, but isn't the original? She like they clued in it was her because there was pin.
Yeah. So one scene that was taken out is in the original. You'll see Simba and Nala playing, and Nala will always pin Simba.
Yeah.
And when they meet up again, she does the same thing. She pins Simba, and Simba clues in, that's Nala.
Like, what the hell?
And she clues in, that's Simba. Because that's the thing we used to do.
Yeah.
So, and this, because there was no scene of that, and she pins Simba as an adult, it more just makes Simba look like a wuss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Then, so we get into the debate of or into the conflict of Nala wants Simba to go back and take his place as king.
Yeah, and
Simba's
like, no.
I can't, and I can't tell you why. And they depart, and then Simba goes off and finds Rafiki, who finds out by the most longest, dullest thing I think I've ever seen.
Oh my god. It's...
So we take a piece of dandruff off Simba.
Like, a piece of his mane.
Yeah. It floats into the air, and we watch it take this epic journey, and I quote epic in sarcasm quotes.
Oh, huge sarcasm quotes.
As it goes from being flown into a tree, eaten by a giraffe, then carried by a dung beetle, then carried by ants.
And push goes, and when it's the dung beetles because
it was pooped out by a giraffe.
Yeah, I'm like, really? You really need to see that?
No, we didn't. But this scene,
it dragged on way too long.
Way too long. I was like, what kid would actually sit and watch this scene?
Like, yeah, this would have drove me nuts if I was a kid seeing this in the theater.
Yeah. And then it just magically, Rafiki finally gets it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, but Simba's actually alive because this piece of dandruff says so.
Oh boy.
Now, how was it discovered in the original scene?
Ooh, that, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. That's one that's been eluding me, and I should have looked this one up too.
Yeah.
But I feel it's the same thing. His dandruff carried off into Rafiki, but the wind just carried it to him.
Something.
It was very quick.
Yeah. I want to say you're right on that one.
Yeah. So then, we meet Rafiki. We cut the stick scene. We don't get the past can hurt scene.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because, we had to make time for that lovely long exposition of dandruff.
Dandruff is shit.
And then we get to the who are you scene.
Yeah.
Where he takes him to the lake and he looks in and sees himself, and then he's like, look closer, and he finally sees Mufasa in the lake.
Yeah. Then there's the star scene that they took out.
The star scene they took out. They didn't take it out, but they modified it and shortened it.
Yeah.
First of all, because they want to keep realism, you don't see Mufasa's face in the sky. You just see clouds that almost
looks
look like a
him.
lion, but that's interpretation.
Yeah.
Same as you look at a cloud and it's like, oh, that looks like a car, and someone else is like, no, that's a sheep.
Yeah.
Then, the one that they did take out that I hated, because it actually has an impact, is you've forgotten yourself, so you've forgotten me.
Yeah, that's like an epic line.
Yeah, that's what stirs Simba to go fight.
Yeah, go back and kick Scar's ass.
Yeah. So, we finally motivate Simba, though.
Yeah.
He goes back, he gathers his friends, Nala, Timon and Pumbaa, and Zazu.
Yeah.
Who, in the original, is captured by Scar, and they go rescue, and then he helps.
Yeah, because...
And this, he's just there.
Because they escapes, because they have this scene, which was one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
And when they grab, with the three hyenas, let the donut birdie go hippy hoppy all the way to the little birdie boiler. Oh no, not the birdie boiler! And they put him in, then that's what launches him when he escapes.
Yeah. So, yeah. Because we're not a cartoon, we can't show that.
Yeah, no, that's...
Now, the other scene is when they're trying to distract the hyenas.
Oh, and once again, my other favorite scene, it's like, the original.
Yeah.
It's like, my bait. Hey, wait a second. What do you want me to do? Just drag him to a hula? Wow! So it's like singing.
Yeah.
And
in this, we get a joke from Beauty and the Beast.
They
Or
started singing,
"Be my
"Be my
guest," and are abruptly cut off as they're being chased by hyenas.
Yeah. I mean, clever.
Clever, because we can't. Again, we're not a cartoon anymore.
Yeah. So once again, like they gotta take the liberties.
Yeah. So we finally get to Pride Rock. We get the confrontation between Simba and Scar.
Yeah.
Scar now starts showing everyone's like, hey, Simba killed Mufasa. Everyone hates Simba.
Yeah.
Which almost works, and then as Simba's about to fall to his death, Scar's like, oh, where's this? I remember this when I killed your father. Yeah. Which he whispers very well in the original. In this one, anyone who would have paid attention would have heard him.
Yeah.
What was that about seeing Mufasa?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so, we'll cut the fight scene, because it's pretty much the same, except for a few character changes.
Yeah. Then get Pumbaa saving Timon and the hyenas.
Yeah.
Which...
Yeah. We got a nice anti-bullying scene.
Yeah, instead of, like, hey, who's this pig?
They call me Mr. Pig. Which, okay, fair.
Fair, but, like, yeah. But this Rafiki still kicks ass with the stick.
Yeah, we still get Rafiki beating hyenas with a stick.
Yeah, so
I can't fault the movie on that.
No, like, I was wondering, like, hopefully they still put that in.
Yeah. Then we get the final confrontation where Scar is now cornered by Simba, has nowhere to run. And Simba tells him to run away, never come back. Yeah. And Scar does one more dirty-handed trick.
Yeah, which still in the original, I remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that. And then we see as Scar falls, well, to his death, but like he survives the fall.
Yeah.
But is surrounded by the hyenas, who we just previously said are...
It was all
their fault, and he wanted to kill them to start with.
Yeah. And the young shows, at least in the original, you see like the shadows and them attacking him.
Yeah. You see, for a brief moment, you see his shadow being attacked.
Yeah.
But in the original, they held on to that scene, and you knew he did not get out of that.
No.
But I guess we wanted to make it more kid-friendly, so we didn't want to hold on to that scene for very long, I guess. And then we finally get the wrap-up where they show Pride Rock back to its normal state.
Yeah, so now I have him there, which I think it's technically a daughter, because they did that first DVD sequel.
Yeah. So, whatever it is, they might do a remake where... Heaven forbid, but...
Yes, please, don't.
But that's basically the gist of Lion King.
Yeah, and...
So, I posed this question to you before we started, is if the original didn't exist, how well would this movie hold up? Because as we went through, we were comparing it to the original, and...
Decent.
I would say it's decent. It's not going to win any awards.
No.
And it's still going to apply to a niche audience.
Yeah.
But I'd say I'd give it a D+ for success.
Yeah. Like, I will agree with you on this one.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't see the original, we're like, okay, this is a decent movie.
Yeah. It was like, alright. Like, nothing really to write home about, but like, can't really fault it.
Yeah.
So, with that, that's all the time we have for this review.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you all for listening. I'm Devin.
Billy, long live the original.
Have a good one, guys.